My phone battery died, so you're not going to see the troll. You're just going to hear my lovely voice for this video. There was a time on the internet that your grandfather can probably tell you about when Alex Jones was actually on YouTube. And if you clicked on Alex Jones, you may see an ad. Now assuming, hypothetically, that is an ad for a Disney movie. No person with a functioning brain would think that Disney is endorsing Alex Jones, right? Like that wasn't the thing at the time, right? Like people weren't that smart to make the connection. They would just think that Disney paid money to YouTube and then said, all right, well, here's an ad for our movie. We want this particular demographic to be able to see it. Like we want teenagers within the age of this and that. They're our target audience. So like, please make sure that they get to see it. And then YouTube would look at various channels and the demographics they had and the subjects they were talking about. So like if Alex Jones would be talking about Disney, you would get to see that ad, right? But ever since the bridge incidents with PewDiePie, which almost destroyed society in the US, now you have the activists coming in and trying to make the association. And they were like, no, see, like Disney absolutely 100% endorses both Alex Jones and the Young Turks, and they're probably endorsing environmentalists, and like they're endorsing everybody, right? Because like if their commercials appear there, it must mean that they're endorsing. They're like the VOT company from The Boys, and this caused a moral panic, right? Because apparently 30% of the public or something like this believe the nonsense, and you know, like from the perspective of a company that just wants to do business, this is not really good, because if you're making widgets, you just want to sell the fucking widgets. Like, you do not want a system where you hire some Californian chuckleheads in order to then have to look at where the ads are running, which platform they're on, the type of content that is there, right? Like, that's not profitable for you as a business. Like, you as a business, you just want to see people that are interested in widgets, your advertisement. That's it. But apparently, you know, people were now starting to associate the content with the ads. And this is where GARM is full. Now GARM is the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, right? Responsible meaning leftist, meaning woke. And they represented major companies like Disney, Coca-Cola, Adidas, and other major American cancerous brands. And what they did was, once they unionized all of these companies behind GARM, they went to social media and they would tell, okay, look, if you want these companies to still advertise, you gotta change your TOS. And I remember like going on their website and they were literally making the TOS for these companies. Like before GARM, the internet was a lot more free. I mean, various sites would have various different TOS, if you guys remember, right? Like you go on Reddit and there's a TOS there, but then when you went on YouTube, like there were different things. But something happened after that fucking bridge incident. Something happened after that Swedish person on the bridge dropped the N-bomb that all of a sudden all these social media have the exact same copy-cutter TOS everywhere. It's almost like they're getting marching orders. And it was from GARM. Partly. Like, it was also from governments, but mostly GARM. And it got to this bizarre state where, you know, it's not about whether or not you can say the N-word and drop the new rap album. It was more about, like, concepts that weren't even political in nature. So you notice how a lot of YouTubers they say the coof, they say words like unalive, they say words like grape, right, in order to avoid saying the actual thing, because if you say the actual thing, you get flagged by a bot and you can have your video demonetized. And the reason for this is GARM. Like, they would actually say, yeah, we don't want to monetize on controversial topics. So like, if there's a mass shooting and you want to talk about it and give your personal take, well, we're sorry, we're not going to monetize that, right? Unless you're CNN. If you're CNN, that's fine. I remember, like, Jimmy Fallon, he was crying on air about some tragedy or another, right? Because he's not a professional, and he probably is a very young, impressionable, and emotional person who, never got exposed to tragedies before, never saw tragedies on television. Like, he didn't see when Obama was drone striking kids in the Middle East. Like, he wasn't there for that, but this particular tragedy he did see, he was very moved by it, and he was crying over the fact that America is not allowed to have guns. And that was monetized, but when I took his video as an experiment, and I just took his video word for word, I didn't add anything, and I uploaded it on my channel, demonetized. Why? Well, because of the terms of service. And GARM had the big say in what the terms of service are. You want to talk about the Me Too accusation. You want to talk about Kavanaugh being accused of rape. You know, like something that everyone was talking about all the time. It was public discourse. It was major. Well, if you say it, if you phrase it like that, demonetized. Now, being demonetized on most platforms means no engagement. You may as well just talk to your walls. Like, even if you want to do it out of principle, even if you're like, you know what, I don't care about the money, I just want to get the word out. Well, no one's going to hear it because you're talking about a subject that's not going to be pushed by the algorithm. So, this is what GARM did. And now they're getting sued. And it seems that the CEO has shuttered GARM, a decision that was not made lightly. The person that's suing is Elon Musk. Look at him. I like to imagine that this is how he looked like when he talked to his lawyer about suing these people. And this comes after they went to a House Judiciary Committee, which alleged its radical executive coordinated the campaign to stifle free speech. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, the Global Alliance for Responsible Media was trying to stifle free speech. I mean, you can't have free speech and responsibility, right? Like, the people aren't responsible. The only entities that are responsible are the companies. Like, you as an individual, you're not responsible. But if you form a company and you become wealthy enough, then you become responsible and you're capable of leading speech. This is like what the stakeholder capitalism bullshit pushed by the World Economic Forum looks like, where politicians and the government work hand in hand for a more responsible future. But yeah, so it's not just Elon Musk that's suing them. It's also a couple of other people, including Rumble CEO. So we're going to see what happens with that. Like, the lawsuit is in Texas. I assume it will last for quite a while. And by the time we get the answer to who actually won, people will even forget about this. I mean, the damage is already done, right? Like, the harm is already there. To be honest, like, I also seen a big push on YouTube to demonetize gun channels. Like, again, I understand if this was in Europe, but, like, in the United States, guns are legal, right? And for some reason, you keep having, like, YouTube saying, no, you're not allowed, which means that they're under pressure from someone. Because I don't think, like, YouTube woke up one day and decided to go against gun channels, which have been on the platform for so fucking long. They must be under pressure, either from an activist organization, something similar to GARM, or the government. But yeah, like, more and more gun channels are absolutely upset about what's happening. And there's also content that talks about abortions. Like, if you make a very detailed video about the topic, also gets demonetized. So, like, yeah, most of this push is not just, like, platforms all of a sudden, you know, they decide unilaterally. You know, you got Zuckerberg calling the CEO of YouTube, calling Elon Musk, and like, all right, well, let's ban this off our platforms. No, it's because of institutions like GARM. And if you guys remember on Twitter, like, misgendering someone would get you banned forever. Like your entire account would be deleted forever. So, like, you could call someone a dickhead, you can call someone an idiot, you can call someone a more, you can literally, like, just call them whatever, and it was fine. But if you call Bob after he transitioned, or she transitioned, you would get your account banned forever. And you'd never get it back. Theoretically, because then Elon Musk came back and everyone that got banned before managed to get their accounts reinstated. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Hopefully I'll have my troll the next video. And take care.